Once upon a time, in the realm of Gilead Desert Kingdom, a land plagued by drought and famine, a group of intrepid adventurers set forth on a quest to find new settlements and a glimmer of hope. Led by the charismatic Egmin, their indomitable leader, they embarked on a treacherous journey towards the fabled Green Mountains, seeking respite from the barren wastelands that had become their home. Egmin, a figure of unwavering resolve and cunning intellect, gathered this diverse assembly of individuals, each possessing unique skills and talents. Together, they formed a fellowship bound by a common purpose, to forge a new path, to discover a sanctuary amidst the harsh realities of their world. 26 years ago, when we set out to search for the vast plains and fertile lands beyond the Green Mountains, many of us were thinking of the loved ones we left behind. I never actually considered the possibility of turning back. Even if we did, I had no idea that what we left behind would remain where we left them. I took the lead of the caravan. We had a 2-year supply of food with us, thinking that we would reach the Green Mountains within 2 years and find sustenance there. We crossed the vast desert, a long and exhausting journey. By the time we entered the desert, 3 months and 7 days had passed. In the 5th month, we encountered our first sandstorm. It was around 7 o'clock in the evening, just after the sun had set. The advance group had climbed up the sand dune, acting as lookouts. Storm is coming. The lookouts were driving their camels down the slope. I had the caravan pull back beneath the steep slope of the sand dune. Suddenly, we heard a loud noise. One of the lookouts had been caught by the storm, hurling him about 200 meters ahead of us from the top of the dune. The night was difficult, and the storm destroyed most of our carts. The casualties were significant. Out of the 20-carriage caravan, only 13 were in a condition to continue. Our food supplies had diminished. We had enough rations left to last maybe 2 or 3 months. It was the 50th day since the sandstorm. The lookouts arrived at our camp. "Hey, Egmin, we found an oasis." This was great news. The oasis would provide us with the water we needed. "Furman, gather your team. We're heading to the oasis." Furman was one of my most trusted soldiers. He was tall, with strong muscles, and had shoulder-length blonde hair. He was a good leader, and his team of 20 men had complete trust in him. Furman and his team joined me. When we reached the oasis, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a wide expanse of green beauty, stretching all the way to a large and beautiful pond with coconuts and delicious fruits. I later learned that those fruits were called dates. We spent the night there, enjoying the oasis. In the morning, after collecting coconuts and dates and filling our water supplies, we continued on our journey. The caravan pressed on, leaving behind the treacherous sandstorm as our spirits remained steadfast amidst the challenges that lay ahead. The path to the Green Mountains was fraught with peril, yet our collective resolve carried us forward. With each step, we drew closer to our destination, the distant peaks beckoning like guardians of an ancient realm. Our next trial awaited us in the heart of a desolate desert, an expanse devoid of life. Its vastness seemed to mock our journey, stretching out before us in all its barren splendor. This time, the hardships differed from the relentless tempest we had weathered before. The desert's merciless grip tested our endurance in new and unforeseen ways. Under the scorching sun, we pressed on, our footsteps leaving imprints upon the unforgiving terrain. The air grew thin, and mirages danced before our weary eyes, teasing our parched throats with illusions of respite. Yet, we remained resolute, bound together by a shared purpose that surpassed the physical confines of our bodies. The wind whispered through the desert, its voice carrying the tales of ancient civilizations lost to time. As I stood amidst the vastness, my gaze fixed upon the distant peaks of the Green Mountains, my heart swelled with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. The decision to leave the comfort of our homes in the Gilead Desert Kingdom was not one made lightly. The relentless drought and unyielding Kitlik had driven us to seek a new beginning, a chance at survival in uncharted lands. And it was I, Egmin, who had taken upon myself the mantle of leadership, guiding my companions on this perilous quest. We had endured the scorching heat, the relentless sandstorms that whipped across the desolate landscape. Our supplies dwindled with each passing day, but the flicker of hope in our eyes remained undimmed. We were bound by a shared purpose, a collective belief that beyond the arid expanse lay a sanctuary, a refuge where life could thrive once again. I looked into the eyes of my comrades, their faces etched with determination, exhaustion, and a spark of resilience. They had entrusted their lives to me, and it was my duty to lead them towards a better future. As I addressed them, my voice carried the weight of our struggles and the fervor of our dreams. Friends, I began, my words carried by the desert breeze. We have journeyed through the depths of hardship, our spirits tested by the unforgiving desert. But fear not, for we are bound together by a purpose greater than ourselves. The Green Mountains, they call to us, promising fertile lands and abundant resources. It is there that we shall carve a new home, a sanctuary where life can thrive once again. The eyes of my companions locked onto mine, their hope mirrored in their gaze. They had seen me weather the storms, witnessed my unwavering resolve. Now, as we stood at the precipice of the unknown, I could sense their trust, their belief in me, and the path we had chosen. With renewed determination, we continued our journey towards the fabled Green Mountains. The path ahead was treacherous, but I knew that together we could overcome any obstacle that stood in our way. We navigated through rugged terrain, scaling steep cliffs, and traversing treacherous valleys. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet our resolve never wavered. We forged ahead, driven by the flickering flame of hope that burned within each of us. The challenges we faced were numerous, but the bond that had formed among us only grew stronger. Over a year, 6 months, and 20 days had passed since our departure. The journey had been shorter than I had anticipated. The scouts had informed us that we were nearing the Green Mountains, with only a day's journey remaining to enter the forest. We searched for a suitable place to spend the night and eventually found a wide plain where we set up camp. However, I couldn't sleep throughout the night due to the eerie sounds emanating from the depths of the forest. The unknown dangers that awaited us in that forest still haunted my thoughts. While the safety of the caravan was our utmost concern, the uncertainty of what lay ahead tormented me. As the sun began to rise, we resumed our journey. We ventured into the forest, a cool and damp environment. The trees stood tall with thick trunks, covered in moss, transforming their brown bark into a vibrant green. The melodic songs of birds mesmerized me. We spent the night walking, and the nights that followed, without finding a suitable place to camp. Everywhere we looked, there were trees, marshes, and moss. Progressing through the forest with our vehicles was equally exhausting. The rainfall softened the ground, and at times, we had to spend half the day rescuing the vehicles from the mud. Unable to set up camp, we took turns sleeping inside the vehicles. On the 8th day, at dawn, we came across a meadow. Finally, we had found a place to rest and spend the night. It was a vast grassland with a nearby water source. Furman and his team were preparing for the night watch, while the rest of us set up our tents. We enjoyed a hearty meal. The Jern family had managed to hunt 2 boars and a rabbit. Their young son, Love, had accompanied them on the hunt. This 10-year-old lad possessed an incredible spirit. His ice-blue eyes were more beautiful than the heavens above. His hair, short and resembling a lion's mane, was a shade of radiant blonde, complementing his perfectly proportioned body. The night had grown late, and the camp's lights had faded as we drifted off to sleep. It was then that we were abruptly awakened by the voice of one of the sentries. His words were unintelligible. Furman approached me, his face filled with worry. "Egmin, we've been attacked. We must leave." Furman's troubled expression and tone conveyed the gravity of the situation. It was a dire attack. "Do you know how many assailants there are?" "I'm not certain, but I've already lost 4 of my men." "We must leave this place quickly, or we will all perish." The words unsettled me. Running away from a battle was not in my nature, but we had no other choice. "Gather everyone. We are retreating into the forest," I commanded, although I had no idea how many would survive. The enemy group remained unseen. They attacked with arrows and javelins, vanishing into the depths of the forest. We ventured into the forest and disappeared from sight, seeking refuge beneath the hollowed cavity of a massive tree. From the once large caravan, only 40 of us remained. Among them were Furman, Luvorny, and Ilayla. Ilayla, a young and beautiful girl, was also a formidable warrior. Her hair, braided in a golden cascade, reached the middle of her back. Furman had rescued her from a slave trader in the town of Kellion. The trader had been exploiting her in fights to earn money. Upon witnessing her unmatched skills, Furman had decided to recruit her into his team. From that day forward, Ilayla had been inseparable from Furman and Luvorny. Silence enveloped the forest. Our hearts pounded in our chests. Each rustle of leaves or snap of a twig echoed through the night, causing our senses to sharpen. We waited, hidden within the hollow tree, hoping that the enemy would grow weary and leave. But their patience seemed unending. Minutes turned into hours, and the darkness of night gradually yielded to the soft hues of dawn. The forest remained silent, except for the occasional bird's song, unaware of the imminent danger that had befallen us. As the sun's rays filtered through the leaves, illuminating the forest floor, we knew we had to make a decision. We couldn't remain hidden forever. It was time to venture forth, to face our adversaries, and reclaim what was rightfully ours. We gathered our weapons, our spirits unyielding, and prepared to step out of the hollow tree. The time for hiding had passed. The time for reclaiming our dignity had come. The forest awaited us, its secrets hidden within its depths. But we were not afraid. We were warriors, bound by a shared purpose, united by the fires of determination burning within our souls. We would face the challenges that lay ahead, for it was our destiny to emerge victorious. With a deep breath, Egmin emerged from the hollowed tree, followed closely by his companions. Their eyes glinted with a fierce determination, their hearts filled with the indomitable spirit of warriors on a quest. Together, they stepped into the unknown, ready to face whatever awaited them.